Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going deep on a controversy, and let me tell you, it's a juicy one.
Oh yeah, this one's got layers. Buckle up.
We're talking 5 Feet Apart, the movie.
The tearjerker.
Yeah, exactly. Super popular, right? Two teens with cystic fibrosis, falling in love, but they can't, even touch.
Heartbreaking premise for sure. And, it hit a nerve with audiences.
Big time. But here's the thing. There's this whole other side to the story. Allegations of plagiarism. A writer, JML, came forward claiming that the film's director, Justin Baldoni, basically ripped off their script.
That's a bold claim. I mean, think about it. You pour your heart into a script and then bam, someone else is profiting off your ideas. It's a writer's worst nightmare.
Total nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
So what exactly was JML alleging? How similar were these scripts?
Okay, so JML argued that the similarities weren't just surface level. They claimed there were specific plot points, character arcs, like things lifted straight from their screenplay and dropped into 5 Feet Apart. We're not just talking similar themes here. This was an accusation of straight-up theft.
Whoa. So, give us an example. What kind of specific plot points are we talking about?
Well, for one, JML claimed both scripts featured this, rebellious female lead.
Okay, with CF.
Yep, cystic fibrosis. And of course, she falls for a fellow patient, also battling the same disease. But it goes deeper. JML also pointed to a crucial scene, where the characters throw caution to the wind and share a kiss despite the risks. They claim that this scene was, uncannily similar in both scripts.
Ooh, so this wasn't just oh, both stories have a love story with sick teenagers. There were really specific things, mirrored.
That's exactly what JML was arguing. But here's the catch, and this is where things get, tricky. Proving plagiarism, especially in a creative field like filmmaking, it's a legal minefield.
Yeah, because how do you, draw the line between inspiration and stealing?
Right, exactly. It's not like copying and pasting a block of text. Stories, they draw from shared human experiences, archetypes, sometimes even real-life events. So to prove plagiarism, JML had to demonstrate that the similarities weren't just coincidental or drawn from common sources of inspiration. They had to prove that the similarities were so unique, so specific, that they couldn't have happened by chance.
Okay, that makes sense. So, how did Baldoni respond to all of this?
Well, Baldoni completely denied stealing anything from JML. His defense was essentially, look, 5 Feet Apart was developed by a whole team of writers.
Okay, yeah.
And he emphasized that the film was inspired by real people living with CF. He argued that the authenticity of the story came from those real-life experiences.
So he's saying that it's not plagiarism because, these are real things that happen to people with CF.
That's the gist of his argument. But the thing is, even if we, push aside the whole legal battle of proving plagiarism, this controversy still throws up some really interesting questions.
Totally.
Baldoni's whole defense hinged on drawing inspiration from real life. And that's something that happens all the time in storytelling, right? But then the question becomes, where's the line? When does inspiration cross over into plagiarism? It's a gray area, for sure.
Such a gray area. It really makes you think about, our responsibilities as viewers, too. Should we, as an audience, be more aware of these, potential plagiarism issues when we watch movies?
That's a great question. It's definitely something to consider. I mean, are we, unwittingly supporting plagiarism by watching certain films?
Whoa, deep.
And on the flip side, how do they ensure that their work is both inspired and original?
Right. That's a tough one.
One practical thing creators can do is, be super meticulous about documenting their ideas.
Like keeping records.
Exactly. Inspirations, drafts, everything. Because that documentation can be crucial if they ever have to defend themselves against plagiarism accusations.
Makes sense. Like a paper trail to show, hey, this was my idea all along.
Exactly. And for audiences, I think it's about being more thoughtful in our criticism.
So not just enjoying the movie, but also thinking about where it came from.
Yeah, looking beyond the surface and considering the bigger picture, how was this film made? Who contributed to it? Where did the ideas come from? Ultimately, fostering a culture where we all respect intellectual property that benefits everyone, creators and audiences alike.
Big time. Well, this deep dive has definitely given us a lot to think about. It's a good reminder that even in a world as glamorous as Hollywood, there are, real ethical and legal issues surrounding creativity.
Absolutely. And it leaves us with a pretty big question. If we're okay with stories being inspired by real life, how do we make sure that those real people and their stories are acknowledged and properly credited? That's something we're thinking about. Seriously. Okay, everyone, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep those creative gears turning. But, like, ethically, of course.
See you next time.